Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of A.T.O.M RPG. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here in Krasnoznameni as I'm looking at my quests, and I'm looking at this one in particular because we got it last episode, and we are gonna be assaulted, or is assaulted the right word? Ambushed, I suppose? Maybe? I don't know. Attacked by book-hating anti-enthusiasts, I think, might be a way to describe them. Let's have a chat with people over here. This guy we talked to already, quite a lot of times, actually. And I'm pretty sure I talked to everybody else out here. And let's see this guy over here. Hello. Oh, this dude. Right. Okay. How about you? I did talk to you. You're yeah, right. Right. Okay. So, let's go into the bigger building. If there is a town hall in here, it'd be that one. It's a very small city, the walled city bit. Wait a minute. Didn't I have a question on whether this would lead to another part of the city? I want to go in there. Let's see. I think it is. It is. The city is bigger. It's fantastic. Very ominous. Always very ominous. The city is, yeah, quite a lot bigger. The map is pretty enormous. Oh, wait a minute. Does the scale? Yeah, yeah, right there. So right there is the city, the walled city of Krasnoznameni. It's not the neon-filled post-apocalypse paradise that I was expecting it to be, considering that I would kept mentioning Neo Scavenger as my reference anyway to a city still standing after the post-apocalypse, but I mean, this is Soviet Russia. I'm not sure they like neons all that much. I'm not really sure. In front of you stands, I don't know his name, but he's a famous actor, and I don't know his name. A well-dressed man, well-dressed bearded man. As he notices you, he smiles in a friendly way. Still, you can't get rid of the feeling his smile is rather polite than friendly. Is more polite than friendly, which is not a bad thing. I mean, if you're more polite than you are friendly, you know what? It's all good. It doesn't preclude you from being friendly. It just means you're more polite. It just means you're very polite. Maybe it means you're very polite, or maybe you're very rude, and you're even less friendly. I don't know. Yes. What do you want? He asks. I'm just walking around and talking to the local residents. Do you mind answering a couple questions? Why not? Exclamation mark, not a question. Ask. Yeah, it's not very friendly, is he? I guess polite there would be... The word to use there would be... out of obligation, social obligation, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, what can you say about Krasnoznameni? By the more modern standards, it's quite a decent city. In my opinion, it leaves far behind Paragon, Otradnoy, Fogelevka, and farms like Safe Journey. I dare say even noisy metropolis Trudograd is no match for it. Oh, okay, so maybe we are yet to see places that are neon-filled and it's all post-apocalypse cyberpunk thing. I don't expect you to, I'm just kidding. You're a true patriot. Is the city supposed to be your patria? Well, actually, I don't know how it's said. What is the word? Patriot means of the it means of it means of the fatherland. That's where the word comes from. But there's no English word for what I just said. There might be one in Russian, and I might have just said it as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Have you by any chance heard any interesting rumors? Nothing too exciting. If you're not interested in constant arguments about who stole a chicken from whom, who's the last in the queue, and so on. Of course, there must be something going on behind the walls of Krasnoznameni, but I'm a city man. It's none of my business. And you're so cute, aren't you? Saying behind the walls, referring to the wasteland, rather than to you, who are behind the wall, or the walls. So, which places can you recommend to visit? The bookshop, the hospital, that's not a threat at all, even if you're not sick, again, not a threat, and the Chamber of Commerce, of course. The building of the mushroom cult is worth a visit too. It's a beautiful building, and the moldings on their gable, not gable, I don't know what that is, The moldings... The moldings on their gable cost a fortune. I imagine I know what moldings are, but I also am pretty sure that might not be the word. Is it these things and these things, or is it something? Anyway, thanks, I suppose. What should I be wary of here? It is quite a safe city. There are fights sometimes, and if you find yourself in a dark alley, be ready to have your purse cut off, or you can get a bullet in your head in a tavern. Never mind that I said it's quite a safe city. I was delirious on account of the mushrooms and the moldings. In a word, nothing to be worried about. Horrendous crimes are rare in this area. Even I just named it a couple to you. Truth be told, you should be worried. Sorry, you should be more worried about the local police. They like pestering newcomers. Right. I would like your things to make continuous sense, but he just goes back from oh, it's all fine to oh, it's all terrible. This depends on what he can offer. Let's see. I don't know what depends. Oh, right. Is there anything else you want? Right. Well, I just thought you could be one of my clients, but it doesn't matter. Wait. What? It doesn't matter who are your clients? Why can't I be one of them? I mean, I am assuming. Oh, you're Boris as well. He's Boris. Well, you don't look like one of them, is all. They usually drive their own Volgas, or even Chaikas. Customized to survive our lack of roads, of course. The thing is, I'm an exotic tailor. Boris the tailor. Looking for shoes from a Myrmic shell. Right. The ants. We keep hearing about Myrmics. Apparently, are they like like werewolves in Russia? Is it like people in Russia don't like the tales of werewolves and just like tales of Myrmics? It's like dragons in China or something. Like, oh, dragons will come from the mountains and eat you or something. And like here in Europe, it's usually wolves or werewolves. And anyway, or Nibbler skin gloves. I'm the man you need, but it'll cost you a lot. In fact. Yeah, you're doing well selling your stuff. That's why I have very few customers. Well, actually, he is doing well selling his stuff. But I treasure each one of them, trendy asses. Personally, I don't care a straw for clothes. If I'm not hot in summer and cold in winter, it's good enough for me. But for them, it's a status symbol. So they turn to me. For example, recently a client has ordered a hat from a mutant wasp fur. I thought it would be easy and agreed, but I miscalculated. I don't have enough fur, so my order is suspended. And hunters stopped hunting these mutants, for some reason, when I only need some 10 more paws. I suppose I can... Wait, paws? Did you say paws? Mutant wasp fur? What do you mean paws? I don't... Sure. Well, I suppose I can help you. Well, it would be great, but only if you have time. That's what I tell you. Only if I have time. That's what my character would say. Don't even write it down in your planner. If you forget about it, it's no problem. It isn't. It isn't any problem. So, you wanted to know something. That's actually pretty cool. I like that a lot. Because, I like that a lot. And it sort of hints that the designer of the quest knows fetch quests are bad. There's no other word for it. I mean, there's many other words for it, but bad is a word for it, and you can use it to describe fetch quests. Fetch quests, of course, being not necessarily related to MacGuffins or just, we need to get this thing out of this dungeon and whatnot. That's not, that is a bit of a fetch quest. It depends on the systems, on the game systems. If you're playing strictly a dungeon crawler, then MacGuffin quests are definitely fetch quests. But in a game like this, where, if you go into a dungeon, it's a whole adventure, and it's all, even if it's just a couple of things that you find in there, and you find what you need, it's not necessarily a fetch quest, because the exploration part is so out of the ordinary for the gameplay. But this one is like, oh yeah, just remember to collect them and bring them to me. These are fetch quests. That is the definition of that, and they're bad. And I like that he said, he goes even into, how does he know I have a planner? What are you talking about? I don't press J on the keyboard. What keyboard? It's not, what is this? Video game? But yeah, he even goes to that length, which makes me think that that the developers or whoever made this is trying to have a jab at that, or maybe not necessarily a jab, but a conscious decision about what that is. I'm not gonna find him again. I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna get those things because I don't have any, and I sell them. I have onions. Do you like onions? It's better for the hat. Not really. The black-haired bearded man, many bearded men in here, in a leather jacket, lovingly cleans AK parts. As he does so, he whistles an unfamiliar tune and looks as if he's head over heels in what he's doing. Also, I like that unfamiliar tune. In a world where we are not bombed out of at all, so I was going to say bombed out of existence, but bombed at all, fortunately, and everybody talks to each other, and we have radio, and we have television, and we have the internet with Nyan Cat songs and all that sort of stuff. When I hear somebody whistling, I never think, oh, that's an unfamiliar tune. I mean, admittedly, I don't like whistling. Well, it's not that I don't do it. I don't do it a lot or a lot at all, but I just don't like the sound of it, and it just sort of annoys me a little bit. But that's not the point. It's not like, oh, an unfamiliar whistle? What is this? It's a brave new day. I'm going to try to follow his movements and see if I can learn about fixing AKs. You follow the man's movements to the best of your abilities. The way he cleans the weapon parts has a hidden system. It's an interesting way of using the word system. It is not incorrect, but yeah, it's not a system in the weapon. It's the way he cleans that has a system. And method would probably be the better word, or the more, excuse me, colloquial word. And you seem to recognize it. I'm going to try to identify it. No, my intelligence sucks. You try to figure out how the man's gun cleaning technique is different from yours. I think that apostrophe S is in the wrong place. No, that's correct. It's just, yeah, it's not the man's gun cleaning technique. It's the man's gun cleaning technique. It's different from yours, but you just don't get it. The man notices you looking and moves his whole rifle parts to the side. Do I sense a lover of fine guns? Great. I've got the best stuff in the wastes. You'll never find more babies anywhere else. That's the... What the hell is wrong with you? Could we start by talking instead of talking about babies? You're a nice enough person? So the storekeeper nods and smiles. Let's chat. Why not? Tell me about yourself. Captain in the 2nd rank USSR Marine Corps, infiltrator, military scuba diver, and weapons expert. Well, and a trader nowadays, although not just some trader. My old connections help me get the best stuff around. Okay. It's a good thing you guys don't have werewolves. How authorities look at your business? Like all authorities, he says, like all authorities look at unregulated arms trade. If you know the right people, they just look away. I live in a country where we don't have arms trade normally. And it's sort of, what? So he's saying, look at unregulated arms trade. You mean there's regulated arms trade? That's my point. That's what I'm sort of confusing. Or does he mean untaxed? Because untaxed would, they'd be unregulated, right? In a way. Anyway, I mean, it still could be regulated even if it's untaxed. The fact that it's looking away, they're looking away, knowingly looking away, is a bit of regulation in itself. Anyway, any advice on weaponry? I should have known because of the way that question was written. You look like a capable sort of fella, he says. Not as capable as my old compadre, Major Pronin, but still, I doubt I can teach you anything. The trader rubs his chin, thinking something over. Fine, maybe you didn't know this one. When you're shooting an MG, that's a machine gun, okay, try screaming as loud as you can. Keeps your ears from popping due to the noise of the shots. That is a very interesting thing. I have never heard of that. And even if that's not true, if that is a common myth, it is very interesting, and I love it. I also gained something. No, I actually gained automatic firearms, and yeah, sure. So, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay. Heard any good rumors? Sorry, had to clear my throat. Heard that Abraham, the old book trader, has some issues with a gang of lowlives that continuously kill his couriers. Quite the situation, right? Yeah, quite the situation that people are dying. Okay, so, can you give me a disc? No, of course not. Show me your wares then. And I will sell you mine. Is this loaded? I can't see. At least he pays well. I say. I'm not really sure he pays well. I'm not really sure. Some of these things are worth the money, or are more expensive. So we got a Stechkin automatic pistol. That's a curious thing. Mid-range, that looks... Can I see? I can't see my pistol from here. I can't even access it. We got an HK-33, which looks like an MP5, but it might be a real one. Of course, MP is done by H and K. This is a PPS-43, which I don't know if it's a real one. Maybe. A KS-23 and an RPD. RPD, I think, is a real one. 1950 45 right there. Of course, we're not going to use them because they're expensive as can be. I would love... Super glue. Nice. Doesn't work in combat. Well... it's a funny thing to acknowledge that, you know, why wouldn't it work in combat? What do you mean? Oh, I don't like violence. This super glue doesn't work when you're punching somebody. It's if you're... Why? It's fine. I know why it says that. Where are we going here? We have militia. I suppose. Probably not. Military? I suppose. Excuse me, sir. I opened that door without talking to you. You are surprised to realize that the officer standing in front of you is hardly over 18 years of age. Looks. So I'm surprised that he looks so young. Okay. You don't get to see... Because obviously doesn't carry his age pinned on his chest. You don't get to see such young law enforcement... Young-looking law enforcement... Because I'm... That was he looks young, so I'm like appreciating the youngness of his looks. Especially in large cities where only experienced, seasoned, and older-looking people can apply to that position. So, to his credit, despite his young looks, the guy looks composed and serious. Having noticed you, he smiles and starts talking. Good day, comrade. I am Patrol Officer Gadushkin. What seems to be the problem? Well, I just felt like chatting to you. How did men such as you find yourself in the force? The guy looks very serious while answering your question. How? Well, because of my experience, he says. My adoptive father, Rodion, and I survived in really harsh conditions up until last year. So when I got here, I was immediately accepted as a patrol officer. Because survivalist is what the police does. Right. Well, it's not really. It's more about who can shoot the best to shoot those damn pesky outsiders. I think that's what's going on. Even though he's just protecting the inside. But still, the young officer rubs his nose, sighs, and starts telling his story. I am from the north, and might I add, it's no surprise that people in Krasnoznameni associate that part of the world with all kinds of nightmares and terrors. Barbarians, maniacs, crazy cult followers. I thought he was gonna say nuclear radiation, terrible winter, smells of farts, but no, it's all about the people in there, which is interesting because he's from the north. So he's also part of the people in there. Anyway, I myself was saved from a cult by my adoptive father, Rodion. They wanted to kill me, a 1-year-old baby, on a shrine. Can you believe it? Well, if they're gonna kill you, it better be that. I can't believe it's that. I mean, the killing of babies, sure, I don't care. This, and just a couple of years after the war, too, he exclaims, as if that made it any worse. If anything, it made it better. The developed socialism era's heels didn't even have time to cool down, so to speak. Well, I'd like to know what that means. After that, my old pa and I lived in an abandoned candle factory for most of my life, together with a group of other mostly sane survivalists. I got to fight off all kinds of raids in my childhood. Cannibals, mutants, there you go, our first thing. Completely uncivilized savages, again, it's mostly fighting between people. Having lived a life like that, well, you lived in a candle factory, I mean, anyway, having lived a life like that, I can't really be scared by some common criminals. So, no, you're probably gonna shoot all the uncivilized people. I have a couple. Can I tell him about the guy? Probably not. I mean, if he... I don't know what he would say. He's probably, he's looking out for himself against you common criminals. He points at me as he says that. Anyway, he says, as soon as counterfeit vodka took Rodion to the kingdom to come, I came here. What? Does he mean moonshine? Is Rodion... Did you live in the drunken lair? That's a funny name. I think he might have lived in the drunken lair or something like that. I suppose this means moonshine, because how would you? What do you mean counterfeit vodka? It's like, it's not really vodka. It's counterfeit vodka. It's like it's not branded vodka. What? That's not like Nikes. Nikes actually, because that's the Greek goddess, but they pronounce it Nike. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Told him about myself, he says. Showed what I am capable of, and got the job. Now I'm trying to live up to the expectations. How did, okay, it goes back to that. Have you ever been in trouble with the criminal world? You know, those counterfeit vodka swilling, uncivilized criminals? As opposed to the civilized ones. It's the thugs who are in trouble with me, he says. Not the other way around. Never mind that business that I had at 1 year of age. I couldn't move, you see. Anyway. I've never had to call for help, apart again from that bit at the being murdered in a altar. Drunks, pickpockets, scammers. Small fry. I am more interested in something else. For many days now, I have this feeling as if someone is constantly watching me, like a dark silhouette at the corner of my eye. But as soon as I turn around, nothing. And if I were a medical student or a person that knows medicine, I would say, no, that's fine. That's just, I don't know what it would be. Cryoma? Let's just call it cryoma. It's not. I don't even know what a cryoma is. It's a thing. I suppose. So, yeah, there it is. That really is as inconsequential as that made it sound. That line right there, there's somebody watching me. Yeah, I can't follow it up with anything. It's just, I would say, if I want to be, if I want to take the game seriously, and I do, I want to say that it's foreshadowing. We'll see if we're gonna see somebody like a shadow. Did he say a dark shadow? No, it says dark silhouette. And another French-inspired word, silhouette. Although that is definitely an English word. Okay, so let's unlock. I failed to break the lock. Do I have lockpicks? I don't remember if I do. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing them. No. I do have hiccups and skills. Okay, so if I want to go up on that, and I do, 40 sounds like a good thing. It's long left click. And I mean, we're in the police thing. This is a metal shelf made from some cheap alloy. It would be an alloy, because it's metal. Elemental metal is very rare or very hard to work, basically. Everything is an alloy, basically, is my point. Oh, I broke the lock. There it is. Broke into the thing. I expect everything to be locked. I'm still gonna try. Well, actually, I don't. Ooh, that's the fantasticest. Yeah. I don't need to. I can just hold left click. Hi, officer. I definitely didn't rob your. No, I didn't. Why? What? No. It's all good. It's all good. Although we're out of time for the day. Let's go down there. Nope. That doesn't. I can't go anywhere. So let's have a chat with the police chief, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. It could be just a back office worker or something. Next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Atom RPG. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. It'll always come out. There's no question, but you know how I do the balancing on when each episode comes out, and if it comes one every day or one every other day, you know. Well, if you don't ask in the comments, I'll let you know. Anyway, for right now, thank you, and see you next episode. Bye bye.